welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I'm excited to get into today's video. Today we're doing a special pick a card to see what are your most seductive, alluring, sexy qualities. That's what we're going to get into today. So per usual, my Etsy shop is always linked in the description below of every video. If you want a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And you can pick more than one pile. Pause the video if you need more time to decide your pile, but we're just gonna jump in. We have group 1 with the sunstone crystal point. There's that. Group 2 with the galactophane crystal point. Group 3 with the finchonite crystal point. And group 4 with the sodalite crystal point. So take as much time as you need, but we are just going to jump right in. All right, if you chose group 1 with the sunstone crystal point, this is your reading. We're using the Mermaid Tarot for you. But we're gonna see, what are your most seductive, sexy qualities? What do people essentially really get drawn to when it comes to you? Where does your allure come from? Spirit, this is for group 1. With the sunstone, what are their most seductive qualities? What draws people to them the most? We got the vampire card. This lets me know that you guys have an exceptional beauty. Also, this lets me know that your beauty is likely not just about the visual. It's about all of the senses, from the textures that you wear. If someone were to brush up against you, it would be very soft, or it would be textured. It would be something about it. Like, I feel like you guys are drawn to textures when it comes to clothing. Also, scent. Scent is really big for you. I know in some cultures, scent specifically is what they find sexy. So you may come from a culture that really is into oud, really into scents and things like that. And then also the vampire represents kind of this dark magnetism, this mystique, this mystery when it comes to masculines, this dark, edgy energy when it comes to masculines, and in feminines, usually this is like a very alluring, like almost like a sense of danger, a sense of fear even, that is elicited when one looks at you. It's kind of like, I look like I'm gonna cuss you out if you even breathe wrong in my, like, I don't know how to explain this energy. It's like, okay, so vampire, it says, makes you aware that someone or something is draining of your life force. Also, when people are really close to you, you guys may gravitate towards really nice people as well, because I'm getting a little bit of a protector energy with you, where it's like the softies, those who need protection, they often find themselves really drawn to you, lured in by you. And it's kind of just like, I don't know why I'm seeing vampire and bunny, like a combination of people who are really soft and sweet, and then you're kind of like the protector or the edgy one, the one that will speak up, the one that has a strong sense of self. Also, I'm hearing quiet. You know, you may be very quiet, and a part of your sexiness, a part of your allure is that people find you kind of hard to read. You know, you're not always like, and here's another thing, there's kind of like this stoic power that when you do speak, like, people are on the edge of their seat to hear what you have to say. We got the Messiah that came out, serving humanity with humility is what it says. I feel like you speak in less words. When you speak, it's very calculated. You know what you want to say. You know what the point you want to get across. Also, I feel like when you're angered, you're not someone that just goes off. You're someone that says, like, you'll keep it like really short, like one sentence, but like a very chilling, I just get a very chilling energy. those cards literally feel like they were kind of pulled out of my hand as they fell. So you guys may be, I don't know what the word is, but you may be able to move things with your mind, or you may think something in your mind and then it happens like right away. Your psychic power may be very, very developed, but I get a quiet and almost a scary energy from you guys, to be honest. I feel like you're very conventionally sexy and attractive though, or very dark, like the person that people shouldn't be attracted to for whatever reason. There's this like forbidden fruit energy with you. But with the Messiah, if you know like Messiah from like even like a church standpoint, like if you grew up in church, the Messiah is the one who, you know, speaks like of the future in a way. Messiah is kind of like a messenger type of energy. So you're very poetic with your words. That's a part of your appeal for sure. I feel like every bit of you is a part of what makes you sexy. It's not just like, oh, you dress sexy or you have this one thing that you do. It's like everything about you draws people in. We have the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. You guys have been through a lot. I'm seeing Jennifer's body. I'm seeing her name is Megan, right? Megan? Yeah, Megan Fox. I'm seeing Megan Fox from Jennifer's body. It's like a very, I feel like what you've experienced has made you who you are. Also, I get this energy of you live for you. I'm hearing that you're funny. Spirit just said you're funny. And then I was seeing Daria from Daria, the cartoon Daria. I was seeing Daria. You may have like a bit of a dark humor. I feel like you're the kind of person who's not afraid to say what needs to be said. You're the person that people honestly will delegate to kind of like acknowledge the elephant in the room. Like everyone may be quiet and then you may notice like everyone kind of like ends up turning to you eventually and basically like waiting for you to be the one to say it. We got the Exorcist, okay? So I feel like you really pull demons out of people. You may find that you attract like the crazy customers. They always end up coming to you. You may find that you, you know, always end up like with the craziest things happening. Like it would only be me type of energy, but like actually. The Exorcist, freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. I feel like this energy of you taming people, this may manifest in a physical sense. You may like to put your partners on a leash. You may get into like some stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, in the bedroom. But this is more of an energy of you kind of taming other people's demons and making them behave, but also giving them space to behave as well. I do feel like you pick your battles. Okay, one more, Spirit, for group one. Is there one more? Okay. Spirit, what energy does group one hold? Group one with the Sunstone. This is surprising because you guys had the Mermaid Tarot. I would expect this type of energy to be attracted to more of a darker theme, but it's so funny because I was getting in the beginning like you guys may attract like bunnies, like soft, cute type of people who are very kawaii, like, you know, people who are very cute. This may be your type as well. Spirit is saying someone is watching and very interested, but feeling like this is what I'm into. I'm the bunny. So you may want to pick another pile if that's the case, but getting some more on your energy. Spirit, what energy do they uphold? Interesting. We have earth and water, and see, here's the thing. Oh, we got Virgo at the bottom of the deck. I would not be surprised if you guys had a super strong Virgo placement. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus is earth energy, so I feel like that could be very accurate for you. But the thing about Virgo is I feel like Virgo, I mean, it's the perfectionist, you know, but Virgo really will play the long game, and I love that about them because it's like their ability to say this is chess, not checkers, and commit to it, it's just like, ugh, it's so useful. It's so useful. The only thing that can be irritating, I feel, which is a little bit off topic though, is the superiority that other people feel. They don't understand that you're winning the war, and it can be annoying to see them celebrate as they've, you know, won the battle. But anyways, earth and water. So water would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Definitely see that. Pisces can be quite mysterious, ruled by Neptune, of course. So the unconscious, the subconscious. And then Scorpio's known for being a little bit of a mysterious edgelord as well, ruled by Pluto. And then you have sweet, soft, low-key manipulative Cancer. Let's keep it a buck. And I'm a Cancer myself, so I can say that. But yeah, and then we have the earth placements. So this is a very interesting energy. I feel like you guys are very connected to earth. And the funny thing is, I feel like you know what people desire. And if you wanted to seduce someone, you could. This is your natural energy. I keep feeling like this is not intentional. I don't feel like you spend every moment of your life trying to appeal to as many people as possible. I feel like if anything, it would be the opposite for you guys. But if you wanted to, I just know you could. I just know you could. And that's the thing, like the earth angels, like you don't want to get on their bad side, because if they want to, they will play the out of you. Like, let's keep it G. And then we got water, which is all about, you know, the subconscious, the unconscious, but also the intuitive mind, the feminine aspect. So there's this interesting juxtaposition with you guys. I really do feel like you're hard to figure out. Because it's hard to even explain this. I can't quite put my finger on what exactly makes this so sexy, but I feel like that's a part of the whole thing. You can't figure it out. You can't look at someone like you and point out, this is what it is, this is the thing. Because like I was saying in the beginning, it's not just a thing. You don't have just one thing. You may have a signature move, but I was not feeling that. I wasn't feeling like, oh, you got this signature move that you do and this is what it is. I was getting, it was everything, from the scent to the visual to the feel to how you feel to touch to just your energy being around you feels like pressure. Like it feels like you have a frog in your throat when people are around you. That's how they feel. Like I'm feeling it now, and it's like people really do hold their breath. You may even notice that you'll be working with someone, or you will be in the same area as someone. When you finally say something to them, try to pay attention to how much people sigh after you finally say something, because it's literally like people hold their breath. So you may notice, like, after you finally say something, it's like it seems like they gasp for air or something like that. I feel like if you were to like be intentional about seeing that, you would start to notice that, because that's the energy that I'm getting, where it's like people literally hold their breath. Now we got fire that came up, which I thought was going to be the main energy that we were going to get today. We got Venus at the bottom of the deck. Venus wears a mask. Venus is a very, very tricky planet. You know, she makes you feel all buttered up, like she's about love and illusions, but there is a dark side to every planet, and Venus's dark side can be really gnarly. And with you guys, it's looking like there's some fire in there, but I feel like this is, I'm seeing like skin to skin, and I'm seeing sweat. Yeah, that may be something. People may be also very attracted to your scent. Like you could be fresh from the gym and your partner's like, you trying to, and you're like, no. I'm seeing skin to skin, and I'm seeing sweat. You may be attracted to sweat. You may like to sweat. Something about sweat and skin to skin keeps coming up with the fire energy. Passion with one person though. I feel like you guys have gone through phases in your life where you like to have an army, and then you like to have one person. You may have started wanting to have one person, but now you like having an army of people who love you and desire you and do things for you, or vice versa. Maybe you started wanting an army and now you're settling down feeling like you just want one person that you can give your all to. There's kind of like an energy of that, but there's this stoic energy here with you guys as well, where you kind of feel like you don't know that there is anyone that can understand you. And it's not like, oh my God, I'm so complicated, like no one understands me, but I do feel that there is complexities to you, and not everyone is gonna get it. A lot of people are very overstimulated these days, so it's hard for them to even slow down, even if it means they're unlocking the ultimate pleasure by really tapping into the layers. And you know, it's like a lot of people just don't do it. They're overstimulated. They're like, if I could just get a bite out of everyone, I'm straight. And it's like, but you're missing out on like what that full course meal can be. So anywho, let's keep going. We got the Three of Pentacles that came out. Something about your chart, something in your birth chart makes you lucky. Three of Pentacles is giving me an energy that planetarily the planets work for you, or you may have a successful career as an astrologist specifically, not just like a card reader, but an astrologist, like specifically working with the planets more than just like the moon and the ones that are close to us, but even maybe getting into some asteroids and things like that. Chiron, different, Juno. Wow, one thing super hot about you guys, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups. So this is kind of like keep your enemies closer type of energy. No, but it's like, oh my God, it's giving me Rihanna energy, because one thing about Rihanna is she does keep her exes close to her. She won't fully surrender to a relationship with them, but she will keep in contact with them, keep them at her disposal, so that if she's ready or if she does want to double back, she can. And it's giving Drake energy, you know what I mean? Like, and also Rocky energy. She knew Rocky like way back, over 10 years ago. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but she's known A$AP Rocky for over a decade. But yeah, there's an energy here of, and she dated, I know she dated the guy from Dubai. I don't even know. I don't know anyone's name. I don't know. But she dated some other guy, and then she ended up back with Rocky. But this is not her first time dating Rocky. She's been dated Rocky. So it just reminds me of that, because Eight of Cups in reverse is almost like an energy of an attachment that you have to people of the past. You may find that you just naturally keep up with people of the past, and it's not that you miss them, want to be with them. It's more like you're just kind of checking on them. You feel a little bit of responsibility over them. I feel like some of you may even do spell work to help your exes without ever telling them. I feel like you're the kind of person who does spell work for people that you care about without telling them. You don't need accolades. You don't need permission. You're just the kind of person that protects the one you love, which is so funny because I'm a tarot card reader and my mom is super religious, and I'll be talking to her about something and she'll be like, okay, let's pray, and then she'll just immediately go into prayer. Like, she doesn't wait for me to be like, no, I'm okay. Like, she just did that to me the other day, and I'm like, ma'am, but that's what she believes in, and that's, you know, her way of, you know, being protective. So, but there's an interesting energy where it's like you kind of keep people at a distance but close still, with the Ten of Cups, like as an option. I can still bring you into my world if I want you into my world. I don't feel like you ever truly let go of anyone. They would have to be like really sucky for you to like genuinely let someone go forever. But that's a part of what keeps people stuck on you, because they can feel it. They can feel the neutral energy from you. It would be easier to let you go if you're like, I hate you, I don't want nothing to do with you. But because you don't end relationships badly, then it's like people kind of stay stuck on you, and they feel like you're an option to them as well. And that's the tricky part, and that's the confusing part, and that's the part that makes you hard to read, because it's like, you're not giving me you, but at the same time you are, and it's just, it mind F's people. It really does. We have the Hermit in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. You guys are surprisingly comfortable with having nothing. This is like an energy of you having like a cheap apartment, but making it super cool and quirky. Like, I'm seeing Chinese lanterns and lights and decorations. You may decorate your house with different lights and things like that. But I'm getting an energy where it's like Hermit in reverse. You like to talk to people. You like to connect with people. Feel people. Spirit is correcting. Feel people. You like to feel people's energy. So you don't always have to talk to people to feel them, but you'd like to experience and feel different energies and talk to different kinds of people specifically, like people from all walks of life, not just one kind of. I don't see, you guys are not an opportunist, but opportunities are magnetized towards you, I'm hearing. Six of Cups in reverse though, you guys are comfortable like being in a cheap apartment or like living in a you know, like more, how can I explain this? It's kind of like if you live in California or if you live like near LA, it's like living in Koreatown, or like, you know what I mean? Like same for New York too. Like these different areas have different vibes to them, and certain sides of town are better than others. And this is like an energy of you living in the more affordable part of town, but it's almost like you prefer it because there's culture, because there's good food. Like I feel like you guys aren't just attracted to price tags, you're attracted to depth and goodness. You know, like a lot of people, they'll spend like $5,000, $6,000 to have an apartment in the good part of town or like the best part of the city, but it's like all you got is those like chain places that you can go to shop, that you can go to eat. Like you don't have good food over there, you don't have good, like coffee shops are just expensively and unnecessary and expensive. Like you don't even get any arts, you know, like nothing. Like I feel like you guys are willing to have true prosperity when it won't look like prosperity. And that's something that I find that's kind of scary about a lot of people. They will settle for the illusion of prosperity versus being prosperous. Like I noticed that a lot, like in our society today. And we have the Three of Swords, the Six of Swords. I feel like your cutoff game is very strong. The Three of Swords, this is interesting. You guys, it's giving Lana Del Rey. It's giving Lord energy. You guys may have been like a Tumblr girl, a Tumblr boy back in the day, because you are attracted to sadness or low vibrational aesthetics. Not low vibrational, but you wear your sadness. You don't try to suppress, like when you're not having a good day, you will be sad. People love that emotional nature to you. Like you have the ability to also talk about it. And when you're explaining to someone else like what they're feeling or really talking about it, it's not surface level. It's like, it's so deep and it feels so good. It feels so good and it's hard to explain, but it's the things that, you know, people don't, they don't talk about. So it's like when they experience someone who will admit how dark it gets and really talk about the darkness, almost like they will talk about the light in a way where it's almost like not fun. It's not fun to be sad, but where it can be like very, how it can call you in. And anyways, you guys know what I'm saying. If you resonate with that bit, then you already know the tea. But we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like you guys are really about togetherness. I feel like most of you are kind of getting to a place where you want your own family only because you've been burned by having too many people have access to you. I don't feel like it's in a conventional, oh, I want to get married kind of way necessarily. For some of you, obviously that'll be the case, but there's a very like non-dominating energy to you, and I can't exactly describe it as feminine. It's more just submissive. It's more receptive. You're open to receive, open to experience versus force. So yeah, the camera turned off, but that is what I have for you guys. Group 1, you can hit me up on Etsy. It's always in the description of every video if you want a private tarot reading, but that is what I have for you today, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Galacco Fane Crystal Point, this is your reading. We're using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot for you today. And we're tapping into what makes you attractive. What are your most alluring qualities? What makes you seductive? What do people find so desirable about you? Spirit, this is for group 2 with the Galactophane. Interesting. So first we have the Child, the Orphan, and the Fool card here. You guys, I feel like you may have grown up in foster care, but I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like your bubble was popped early on, or you saw through the illusion early on. This is like an epiphany you had early on, but there is an energy of you kind of not fitting in. Maybe you're the black sheep. There's an energy of you not getting along or genuinely not being like other people. And this energy really feels like you were kind of like abandoned, or people weren't embracing of you, so you turned completely cold, or maybe not cold, but you just didn't care about what people thought anymore. And then the Fool card in traditional tarot, the Fool is like about a new beginning, a new experience. The Fool card is the first card in the tarot deck. It's the card, the Fool is the main character of the tarot deck, if you don't know it. The Fool goes through every card. So there is an energy here of you guys like were abandoned at some point, or you weren't accepted, you know, people didn't understand you. There may have been some rejection here, so you're like, well, screw it then. I'm just gonna have a good time. And it feels like some of you guys, I'm feeling like a femme fatale energy. Some of you guys went in like the dark side. Some of you guys are like, okay, then I'm going to eat you. One of the cards flew way across the room, and it's the Rebel. Yeah, I totally feel that energy. I feel like you guys are genuinely different. You're not afraid of not being accepted because you don't hold the opinion of random people in society as important to you anyways. So the Child, Orphan, independence based on learning to go at it alone, conquering fear of surviving. You may be an only child, or you may be very different from your siblings. The Fool card, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Also, I feel like you guys make people uncomfortable because you will make fun of them like to their face about things that like don't matter. How can I explain this? This is like, say you're, you know, shopping with one of your friends, and a hottie walks by and your friend starts doing the pick me thing, and she's like, ooh, these cinnamon rolls look delicious, but you know, I gotta watch my figure. You'd be the kind of person that says, so how does it feel to live based off of your weight on a scale? Like, you're the kind of person who would just absolutely embarrass them by speaking truth, though. It's not like from a mean place. It's just by like, I just feel like you have zero tolerance for it. Like, I really feel like you don't like it when people do that. Like, when people self-deprecate for compliments, or for when they care so much about what other people think that they literally live their life based off of the opinion of someone they don't know. Like, I feel like it almost triggers some of you. But I do feel like you guys are very funny. So then we have the Rebel, challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So you're not the type, you may have been raised religious, but you won't live your life based on a religion that just wants to suppress you, that won't see both sides of the spectrum. You won't live your life based on something that is just created to keep people controlled. And you have a strong sense of self. See, that's the thing about Queen energy. The Queen is the Queen. That's it. You know, the Queen is literally willing to go at it alone. I'm seeing a Lioness, and if I'm correct, Lioness, don't they go alone? They don't travel in packs. Maybe they do, I don't know. We don't have to make it too literal, but yeah, you guys embody Queen energy. Now I'm seeing Ganja Burn, the first song in the Queen album. by Nicki Minaj. I'm seeing the music video. Yeah, it's giving that energy. It's giving ganja burn. Okay, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So people have a lot of respect for you, so you'll stand up for the underdog and people will listen. You, I really don't feel like you guys go for bullying, and I feel like you will call people out, and people have a lot of respect for you. So if you see someone like getting bullied or someone trying to exert their dominance over someone who's like obviously known for being harmless, you won't stand for it. And then we have the Messiah, serving humanity with humility. So the Messiah, I feel like group 1 got it too. I feel like group 1 got the Messiah as well. But Messiah energy is like when you talk, people listen. Because you speak of truth and you speak of future events. There's this softness to you guys as well, and I'm like, what is that? I'm feeling like a softness. There's like a softer layer. You may have a Cancer moon, or a moon. Your moon sign is ruled by a planet that is more I really need to look up the word, but there's more dominant planets like Mars, Saturn, more volatile planets, and then there's like softer planets, receptive planets like Venus. I feel like Neptune is one as well, a softer receptive planet. But there's this like softness to you that I'm just feeling intuitively. I'm like, what is that? What is that energy? You may be low-key sensitive, like I don't feel like you reveal that side of you to everyone. So we have the Liberator, the Mystic, and the Gambler. Ooh, the Gambler is a very interesting energy. It says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. One thing about you, you're always going to bet on yourself. You're always going to bet on yourself, even if you're wrong, or even if you end up getting hurt. Or like there's this trust that you have in yourself, and I feel like it comes from having to trust yourself because you're an only child, or because you didn't go with the crowd, because you weren't understood, you didn't have very many friends, like whatever, rejection at some point, being an orphan to some degree. I feel like it comes from a dark place, or what people would consider to be a dark place, I'm hearing, because Spirit is saying they don't see it as dark. That's like the most empowering thing about you. You're so grateful for the darkness. You're so grateful for your bad experiences because they've made you who you are, and you wouldn't trade yourself for anyone in this world. I feel that way too. I was raised by really strong, tough women, and I just like see some women just absolutely fold, and I'm like, man, I'm so blessed to have strong women that raised me, because that has made me so strong. And even though you'll have people who'll say, oh, you're masculine, it's like, I don't care. I wouldn't choose any other way. I really wouldn't. So anyways, we got the Liberator and the Mystic, revels in intimate union with the divine. So I feel like Spirit really speaks to you. You have a really close and cool relationship with Spirit. I feel like you may see things, hear things. There's kind of like an energy of you get to experience things that other people don't. You may have access to certain resources. Well, put me on. You better get in my comments right now, or you better slide in my DMs and we can share some resources, because I got a lot of spiritual resources too. I know books that are not on the market, and I'll put you on if you put me on, because one thing I love is a good spiritual book that you cannot find in a library, cannot find in a bookstore. Anyways, okay, so we have the Liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So this really shows in relationships the most. You do not do the traditional masculine feminine thing in a toxic kind of way. For the purpose of survival in partnership, we both need to be tapping into our masculine and feminine energy, or it may be easier for one person to have one role and the other person to have the other. But toxic masculinity or toxic femininity, absolutely not. You won't have it. And I'm the same way. Like, if I hear women just constantly tearing themselves down for men, like, I won't have it. I think it's so disgusting. And also, I have a lot, well, not a lot, but I have male friends, and whenever they start talking out the sides of their neck, like about their girlfriends or about just women in general, immediately I'm on your ass, because you're not doing that in my presence. I don't go for it at all. Like, I hate that. I hate when masculines just pick women apart for no reason. Like, you're literally like, I can't even get into it because I'm gonna get pissed off. But they don't realize the impact that their words make. And it's like, she's gonna be thinking about this potentially for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, too long for it to just be something you just said out the side of your neck because you didn't feel like thinking about how your words affect other people. Like, I'm getting fired up, but I feel like you guys have a very low tolerance for like BS, for people who just say things just because. Like, Spirit, what else can you tell me about group 2? I feel like when you go out, you don't have to pay for anything, and also you don't plan anything. There's a lot of room for serendipity in your life, and Spirit is saying that's also something that you can tap into, something that you may not know about yourself. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Knight of Pentacles in reverse typically would indicate someone who either A, is bad with money, B, doesn't care about money, or 3, money comes to you. You don't have to chase it, it comes to you. Also, lucky experiences and connections is what Spirit is saying is going to connect you with wealth. So you would think like getting the best degrees and, you know, working would unlock certain experiences, but you actually get a lot more out of connections. And you can also trade your resources. So the more life experience and connections and networking that you do, the more you'll have access to. There's experiences that money cannot buy. A lot of them at that. And Spirit is saying you're either already in this frequency, and if you are, you wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, you know how valuable it is, but also Spirit is telling you to tap into this frequency because there's a lot of luck and serendipity here for you. A lot of a lot of you ending up in places where it's like, how did I get at this party with, or how did I get invited to this person's house? Like, what the heck? You know, like with this famous person or this rich person or this really cool person. Spirit is kind of channeling here, saying open up to serendipity, open up to luck, open up to random occurrences, open up to things like that versus being so cut and dry if you haven't already, because there's a lot for you here. Spirit is saying you won't have to work if you meet the right people. They will take care of you because of what you bring to the table as a friend or as a mystic, I'm hearing. Spirit is saying sharing your gift, not in a way that I share my gift. Like, Spirit is saying not by like reading tarot online, but by networking. Some cards that flipped over I didn't notice before. By networking with the right people, you will be able to share your intuitive gifts on an intimate level. Like, I have a friend that is a part of the spiritual community who does spell work for Kelani. I probably shouldn't have said that. Well, listen, I didn't say their name, so it don't matter. But I know people who do like spell work, readings. I have myself for people who you'd be like, what, bro? You talk to them? Yeah. But with you, I don't feel like it's like, okay, you're meeting someone by being a reader online. I feel like this Fool card energy, which is so funny because we got that from the other deck as well. The new experiences are bubbling and waiting to blossom in your life. And it's just about tapping into that creative aspect of your mind, because you've been able to separate from being who society wants you to be, because you know it gets you nowhere. But now Spirit is trying to get you to look at work in that way, which can be extremely hard to do if you know you got bills to pay at the first of the month, they need their rent. So you don't have time to live in la la land and be trying to make connections. But Spirit is saying just opening your heart up to it. And then I heard, you know what that means. So you may have a specific way that you meditate, or like a process of opening your heart, something that you do specifically in meditation. You move energy around in a specific kind of way. Spirit is saying doing that though will attract this to you. So that's just like a download that I got for some of you guys. Okay, what makes you attractive? This is interesting. You guys also find yourself attracted to people who don't have their life all figured out, people who are also rebellious. You don't look down on people who aren't rich, people who don't care about money, people who live in more of like a, I don't know, I'm seeing a surfer. You know, surfer types are known for not really caring about stability. Not the best partner to partner along with if you got bills to pay, but if you want to have a good time and talk about some real, then that, you know, you can get that out of that. But you gravitate towards people who are real. So like for me personally, I'm thinking of like how I love Juicy J. I freaking love Juicy J. And you know what I love Juicy J? Because one thing about him is he raps about what he is about. He doesn't try to trick you into thinking that he's not toxic. He doesn't try to trick you into thinking that he's not trying to see you busted open. He gonna tell you straight to your face for you that he want to see you busted open. And if you choose not to, he's also not gonna try to trick you and manipulate you into it. Whereas a lot of popular artists, I don't want to say any by name, but a lot of popular artists, you know, their whole songs are contradictions and manipulation, and it just makes me think of that. Like I feel like you guys are attracted to people who are real. Even if you're not busting it open for them, you can appreciate that they talk about what they are about instead of trying to appear one way and they're really another. I'm getting like you gravitate towards authenticity. We have the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. You also, I feel like you guys just have the ability to talk about things that people don't talk about, but you also are willing to go through the things that people aren't willing to go through. You guys will take the long way. I'm also getting an energy of you're kind of comfortable in chaos. You may really like chaos magic. You may be a night owl. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So people are really like almost amazed by this ability you have to accomplish certain things, to get certain things. I feel like even getting answers, Spirit is saying. Like you'll get the answer to your question out of people. And by the time they notice it's too late, you already heard what, you already got what you needed to get. So we have Scorpio and Pluto. You have strong Scorpio and Plutonian energy. Pluto is the planet of beginning and ending. So you're oftentimes the person that comes into people's lives and you genuinely leave them very different. So people may be a bit intimidated by you, or they may avoid you. There's a very strong intensity to your energy. So you may find that people seem to be very intimidated or scared by you. And it's like you could look like a freaking angel, but your energy says otherwise. People, you have the ability to level up people's lives. You also have the ability to absolutely destroy it. We got Uranus at the bottom of the deck. Uranus is the great awakener. You never know what you're gonna get with Uranus. You really don't. It can be a wonderful surprise. It can be a scary bit of truth that nobody was ready for. Cancer. You know, that's so funny because I'm like, where's the softness coming from? I feel like you guys may, I think I was talking to you, or was it group? Maybe it was group 1, but we have Cancer here. You may have Scorpio and Cancer placements, but there's this softness to you, and there has to be with receptivity. If you're constantly in a dominating energy, it's going to be impossible for you to receive. And then we got Aries. Shoot, Aries can be very intimidating as well. Aries placements, honestly, typically scare me. And I'm a Cancer, so maybe that means something to you, but Aries, I always find Aries placements like a bit scary. That's what I got for you guys. That's what makes you very much so seductive, desirable. This is what people like about you. This is how people would describe your energy. And yeah, that is what I have for you today. My Etsy shop is linked in the description below. If you want a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I have for you, group 2. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the Finchonite, this is your reading. What are your most seductive qualities? What do people find alluring and attractive about you? What about your magnetism calls people towards you? Let's see. Spirit, this is for group 3 with the Finchonite. What are their most seductive and alluring qualities? There's definitely a freeness to you, like the ability, non-conventional, I'm hearing. Oh, I haven't seen her in a while. I'm seeing Misty Day from American Horror Story Season 3, Coven. Misty, if you watched the show, she was the one, you may have really felt like a pull on your heartstrings. She was the one that could bring people back alive, back to life from the dead, who had like the thing with the frog, like the frog trauma. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's just someone who I saw. Spirit. We got the Queen and the Networker. Yeah, some of you guys honestly may have danced. Like you may dance or you may have danced. You may like the nightclub life. You may like to work in clubs. You may have always wanted to be a bartender, or you are a bartender. There's an energy of you guys using your femininity or your masculinity. It really does feel like femininity, especially since we got the Queen that came out versus the King. But using what you have to work with you. And also there's this dark, tricky quality about you guys. It's giving fairy energy. The thing about working with fairies is fairies are trickster spirits. They can be very tricky. And if you're not on top of it, you can end up swindled by fairies. And it's giving like an energy of, you know exactly what makes people tick, you know exactly what they want, and you use that as leverage, but you don't give it. What is that song called? I'm hearing a song by Seven Streeter. I got my phone right here. I'm gonna look it up because I have it saved. It's called End Up by Seven Streeter, S-E-V-Y-N. But it's just the first bar of the song I'm hearing. She's like, I'm a bad bee, I make bad decisions, I'm the type to make a think I'm giving in my heart and then I keep it. Like she just admits that first bar of the song, like I'm the type to make someone think I'm giving them my heart and then I keep it. And I feel like that energy with you guys, where it's like you pull people out of themselves with your allure, you make them want you, desire you, and then you vanish. Or you make yourself inaccessible to them, or you pull people out. You love to see how much they would do or how bad they want you, and then it's almost like you turn on them a little bit, like you're too easy, I don't want you anymore, or you can't have me, like, or there's almost this energy, there's a little bit of a coquette energy here where you guys play hot and cold. Coquette, you can look it up. It's one of the seduction types from The Art of Seduction, the coquette. I would definitely read on that. I think you guys are really gonna like have a good chuckle at what you read. But I get that energy with you guys. So first card that came out for you guys, we got the Prostitute and the Queen. So accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So you guys walk on that fine line of giving yourself and not. A lot of people feel like they're getting you and they're not. And I also feel like you guys are willing to work in certain career fields that make people feel like they can have you, but they never get you. So the Queen says, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So I feel like people respect you and you guys will stand up for the underdog. You guys don't like to see people mistreated in your space. You guys, I feel like you don't play catty games as well. I was just seeing someone stand up, like, whereas, okay, so say you're at a party and there's, you know, some drunk girl making a fool of herself, trying to get the attention of her crush, whereas the other girls in the party may laugh at her and make fun of her. You will pick her up, like, girl, and give her a little pep talk, like, if you don't get your up and stop acting like that, people are laughing at you. Do you remember who you are? Like, I feel like you guys don't take the cheap way out when it comes to laugh, when it comes to affection, when it comes to anything. Like, I feel like something has to be more complex to really be funny. I also don't feel like you guys will allow yourself to be cooed by the words of, it feels like men, by the words of men, by the words of masculine, by the words of anyone who wants to get on your good side. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't get you far. You know how people say blank can get you far? It's like a saying. What's that word? Not compliments, flattery. Flattery doesn't get people far with you. And that's what makes you like super alluring and seductive, because people have to step up their game, making it more of a challenge for them and more of a prize for them to get your affection or to get you to smile or get you to laugh. I don't feel like you're the type, I feel like you're the type, if someone says a joke in your face, you're not the type to laugh just to make them feel better. Like, you will look at them dead in their face with a straight face. I saw somebody tweet that the other day. They were like, let's bring back blank stares when men say things that aren't funny. And I was cracking up at that. So we have the networker and the seeker. I feel like you connect with a lot of people. I feel like your managers always like you. Either they like you or they hate you, because you do radiate queen energy, and that can be really tricky in the workplace. But for the most part, I feel like you're pretty trustworthy. People can trust you. You just radiate strong feminine energy. And I don't mean like very strong. Actually, it's almost coming through as if you guys are a really good balance of masculine and feminine energy. Like, you have really strong boundaries. People can't get over on you. Also, when you make friends with people, I feel like they're in kind of for a rude awakening a little bit, because one thing about when you make friends with people, you feel like, I don't know, some people, they feel like, okay, you're gonna click up and you're gonna make fun of other people or put down other people to make yourself feel better. People are shocked when they find that they become friends with you and you're nice and you're fun, until they start showing their shadow, and still they start showing like how they're manipulative or how they make fun of other people, something like that. I feel like you stand up for people. Like, you're not gonna just joke, haha, yeah, oh my god, they look so ridiculous, da da da, like, just to be cliquey with friends. So that's something coming through as well. Enhances unity through the sharing of information, and genders social awareness and empathy is what it says on the networker. So I feel like you guys connect with all sorts of people. And I find that bartenders or servers, waitresses, they really, that's like their strong suit. They talk to so many different kinds of people that they can talk to anyone. You may be the kind of person that can have a conversation, full-on 30-minute conversation with a group of old ladies, old men, just like you can with young people. I feel like you connect well with children. I feel like you can truly talk to anyone from any walk of life. And I feel like you know a good bit of information like in every manifestation of the world. So like, you can have a conversation with someone who's a part of high society or someone who's rich, just like you can have a 30-minute conversation with someone who's in school, just like you can have a 30-minute conversation with someone who's into cryptocurrency. Like, I feel like you know a lot just in general. The seeker thirsts for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So people have a hard time impressing you as well. It's hard to know. Like, I feel like, as cheesy as it sounds, the easiest way to get close to you is to truly be yourself, because what's going to excite you or turn you on is going to be something you could never guess, almost to the point where you don't even know how to describe what excites you or what draws you to a person. It's just like the little intricacies or the quirkiness about people. It could be something so random, like that you wouldn't even like think that you'd be into, that you find yourself into with someone. So it's like, if you try to appeal to me as a woman or as a man or as a person, you know, you try to relate to me, people have a hard time kind of relating to you because you're not like cookie cutter. And it's just like this sense of pressure, and it puts people automatically, it creates this kind of power dynamic where people have to think critically and they have to go out of their way to please you. You're not pleased by the regular, you know? And I feel like seeing people passionate is also something that really draws you towards them. So if people try to appeal to you, that may not work, versus seeing someone talk about taxidermy, you know what I mean? But you can see that they're super passionate about it, will like really get you engaged and like pull you out of your shell to see people be like their authentic selves. I feel like you have a high respect for people who are authentic as well. And I'm not talking about people who are rude or they feel the need to keep it so real in any situation, like they're cursing at the church house, but like authentic in the sense that they are themselves and they don't water themselves down for the sake of society, for the sake of other people, to get a date, whatever. And I feel like you're so attracted to people with that kind of energy because you know how hard it is to be like that, to commit to being yourself. So there's a lot of layers to you. Your attraction, what makes you seductive, is definitely energetic, and also it's based on you and who you truly are, versus, well, we did get the first two that does typically, like queens or the first energy, like typically that's there's a definitely like a sex appeal with that, or an attractiveness, you know. So I feel like you guys are attractive as well, but also, and that's a part of it, it's like, I know I'm beautiful. I don't need you to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't need you to gas me. That's not gonna impress me. Gassing me up all day, like I gas myself up all day. Like, I know how I looked when I walked out the house. Who you think put together this outfit? You know what I mean? Like, there's like an energy of that to you. You don't need people to gas you because you know who you are. We have the World and the Ace of Wands in reverse. You also don't have to try. People, you may have, unfortunately for you guys, I do feel like you may have had a lot of jealousy as like in school or with people, and it's like you don't even know why. People notice the effect that you have on other people. It doesn't have to be that you always get asked out or you always get attention versus your friends, but people almost feel bitter for the impact that you have on them, but also they can see how you affect other people. So I feel like you guys may have had run-ins with jealous friends or people that ended up backstabbing you because it's like they loved you until they didn't. You may find that like the love kind of turns to hate with your friendships or people around you. Death card in reverse and the Nine of Wands. You guys are so firm. You have really strong boundaries, and I feel like it's been a process. Nine of Wands is not an overnight thing. It's also not something you can get to through just one epiphany. Nine of Wands is heavyweight energy. We have the Death card in in reverse. Your exes, your friends even, never get over you. Like, it's crazy. You may find that you'll hear about people talking about you years later, and it's like, I literally have not spoken to that person in 5 years. And you'll hear that they're still talking about you, or you'll notice that you'll get friend requests from exes from a million years ago, and they're still trying to get on your good side, and it's like, I know I'm hot, but you gotta let me go. Like, just this energy with you guys where you're like, I know you want all of this, but you can't have me no more. I'm sorry. Full heart and Temperance in reverse. People don't understand you. I don't feel like you guys are, I don't feel like you guys are necessarily moral or good people, if I'm keeping it a stack. And I know everyone wants to think that they're a good person, but I just get this energy with you guys where you're fine being the bad guy. You're fine there's just this energy to you where it's okay to be mean sometimes. You don't shun yourself for being, you know, a little bad or a bad person. You attract a lot of romantic offers to you. Something about you, though, specifically in love, you create this environment for your partners that they will truly not experience anywhere else. Especially with that Empress card, there's so much fertility and possibility. It's like you open people's mind. You may find and get bored with your partners because you may find that they believe you so easily, and it's almost like unattractive or not fun how quickly people fold. And it's like, I am not that good. I'm not a freaking magician. But I don't know, there's just something special about you where your energy, your aura, there's something there. There's something there that I really do see that you should look up, because I also feel like you can get in trouble with this kind of energy, because if you're not aware that you have it, the energy may use you, or it may negatively affect you. But yeah, we have the Empress and the Two of Cups. There is an energy of you kind of creating this environment that's very comfortable and very loving. It's like anything you could possibly want. Whenever we get this energy, especially with Queen energy, because Queen energy is like, I deserve it, and dominating. And then the first energy is like, I know exactly what it is that you want. I know exactly when to say it, how to say it, what to say, to get you stuck. But you do find yourselves bored after a while, or bored very easily, because it's kind of like there's this desire for you guys to be charmed. It's like, man, you know what you do to other people. I keep hearing to other people. It's not about for. It's not like what you do for them. It's not that you do something specific or you're always there, always available. If anything, I feel like it's like my way or the highway. Like, whenever, I don't feel like you guys do too much backbending unless you really, really care about someone. That's a part of the allure. That's a part of the appeal. The fact that you don't just give yourself endlessly to people. But yeah, there's this energy here of you guys kind of wanting to get charmed, but I do feel like you're a bit darker. I feel like you are drawn to maybe substances, also drawn to like gambling, quick money, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I also get this energy of nighttime, like the part of town that people would be afraid of, you know, like you're cool in, like you're good, you have respect, you have connections as well. There's the Temperance card and the Fool card here, where it's like you're always down as well, always down for a good time. And people just have a hard time understanding you, because also, you know, to be that kind of energy where you're not necessarily always nice or good, but to still demand respect is kind of like very frustrating to people, because it's like, I naturally want to suppress you and shun you, but also you demand respect, so I can't do that. So it may make people lose their freaking minds. You got Capricorn. I'm not taking these ones. These ones fell when Capricorn flipped over. We got Capricorn energy, so you care about your coins. You also value stability. You do like to always have enough. Something random coming through. You guys like to bulk buy. So you may have a Costco or a Sam's, what's that called? What the heck is the word? Membership? Yeah, I think so. Membership. Or whatever is in your area. You may have like a... I don't know why that came through, but I'm like, you guys like to bulk buy. We got Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also, it really bothers you when people eat your stuff or use your stuff in your house, because you buy strategically, so everything has a use. So when someone uses something or takes something, it really does impact you because you know exactly how much you have and you already know what you're using it for. You're very strategic in that way. So something, I don't know why that's coming up. That's not exactly seductive, but that's more just like something coming through that was channeled. Here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, people can't quite track you down, but at the same time, there's this elusive, and that's the thing about air energy. It's so elusive. You can't hold it, but at the same time, it's the oxygen in everything that we need. It's the oxygen in our body. It's the oxygen that makes a flame turn into a fire. It's the oxygen that empowers our water. You know, it's like we need it, but we can't quite put our finger on it or hold it down. And it's just like we don't even understand it. And it can be hard because you can't use it per se because it's hard to harness. But at the same time, it's needed. So it confuses people. It can make people very frustrated, but it also demands respect. We got the Sun card here that came out for you guys. With the Sun card is masculine energy, which is funny because I was feeling that. I was feeling a good balance of masculine and feminine energy with you guys. I feel like you use your feminine nature to get what you want, but deep down you may be like, you may more resonate with masculine, or you may be more wired like a masculine. But Sun is just pure energy, pure life force. You guys are very interesting, very complex. That is what I have for you, group 3. That is what makes you seductive. Those are your seductive qualities that people are very, very drawn to. And yeah, my Etsy shop is in the description below. If you want a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I have for you today, group 1. Or sorry, group 3. And I'll talk to you later. All right, group 4 with the Sodalite Crystal Point. This is your reading. What are your most seductive qualities? What do people find alluring and desirable, attractive about you? Using the Modern Witch Tarot today for you. So let's jump right in, Spirit, for group 4 with the Sodalite. I'm one of those weird people with like numbers and things. Like if I touch something with my left hand, I have to touch it with my right hand as well. So all that crystal knocking you saw was very much so one of my personal isms. But anyways, this is for group 4 with the Sodalite. Spirit, what are their most seductive qualities? We have the Martyr and the Alchemist. So first of all, you have an ability to relate with words, an ability to relate with energy. Not to be cheesy, but your hugs are very healing. And Spirit is saying it's because there is an energy transference. It's not that you think the power of a hug can transform any situation. It's that the energy that you hold is passed on to someone through your physical touch. You may find that people are very addicted to you intimately. They only want to be intimate with you. They have to keep coming back to you. I'm talking about people that are known for being like F girls, F boys, one night stand kind of people. You find that they literally always come back to experience you again. And it's literally because there's an energy transference that is very, very unique and different and like honey. You know how like your mouth can start to salivate if you see something that looks really good? That's how people feel. That's how they react to your energy. I get a very clean energy with you guys as well. You may like the clean girl aesthetic specifically. Wow, you guys got a very pure energy, and I hate to be like so stereotypical and be like, you guys are so pure, like you're an angel, because let's be real, like most of us are not. But with you guys, I really do get that energy, and it keeps coming up again and again and again. People are really, you have this special connection with animals that people find to be very Disney princess like you could go over someone's house and they're like, yeah, just avoid my cat because, you know, she's really mean and she scratches and bites, and then you go up to her and she's like cuddling you like, you may pet me or something like that. And it's like, what? Like, your connection with animals. Also, animals may gravitate towards you. I keep hearing something about snakes as well. Snakes, spiders. You may like animals that people find like gross or people find to be ugly or scary. You may gravitate towards alligators. You may gravitate towards arachnids. Also, I'm seeing a hairless cat. Sphinx, is that what they're called? Or maybe someone has a cat called Sphinx. I was hearing that. The child nature, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. People are very seduced by this because this is like an energy of a snake charmer. And also I feel like the symbolic snakes within people, you know, snake symbolism from the Bible to just like other stories and other cultures and things like that. Snakes are always like maybe seen as negative or elusive, but I feel like they represent a certain nature in people, like that reptilian nature that doesn't really feel or care, but for whatever reason you seem to understand them and be drawn to them. And when this is embodied in a person, whether it's Kundalini or another form of symbolic snake energy, you seem to really understand that. Like, you seem to really understand snakes. And Spirit is telling me like there's something else there, but I don't want to spend the whole pile trying to figure that out. But you know, you may like have a soft spot for narcissists in a way. Or you may have a soft spot for people who are mean, or people who, you know, other people would stay away from, or just say like, write that person off as a bad person. There's like this softness that you have towards people like that. Maybe you grew up with like a somewhat of an abusive parent or something like that, so you understand them, not that you love them and like them. But anyways, we have the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So something that people find very attractive and alluring about you is you really have the ability to make something out of nothing. And with someone this is through your cooking. Like, you can look in the kitchen and 4 people can go into the kitchen before you. You're that 5th person that goes into the kitchen. They're like, yep, there's nothing to eat. There's nothing to eat. An hour later, you got a whole meal, and it's good too. Like, you guys are very creative. You can make a house a home. I feel like you're naturally very nurturing and kind of like motherly, but not in a submissive kind of way. We have the Martyr, learning the transcendent nature of oneself or a cause. See, the shadow aspect of the Martyr is addiction to self-pity. So I feel like you guys are very much so light and dark. You know what to say to pull on someone's heartstrings to get you certain places. And there's this really like kind of cunning, childlike nature to you. I'm seeing like the girl from Brave, like, you know, I'm also seeing Mulan. I love how Spirit is speaking through the Disney movies today. Super cute. But those are both stories with feminines who were told that they could only be one kind of way, and turned out to be like, you know, so much more than that. Also, I'm not even gonna do it. No, I am gonna do it. Mulan has the best soundtrack of all the Disney movies. I'm sorry, I said what I said. Mulan's got the bangers. I'm not arguing with you. You can keep your Lion King. I'm not checking for it. Mulan's got something for everyone. Are you? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like about to go back and forth and debate with you, but you're not even here. Anyways, we have the Visionary and the Monk, the Nun, which is so interesting how you guys have this dynamic of, I feel like you guys explore every bit of your nature. The Alchemist definitely is true to that. See, the thing about the alchemist is going to be whatever they need to be to get from point A to B. So even though you guys have a very nature that can be, you know, submissive, or that can be very motherly and nurturing, you have this acceptance of the dark, of the weird, of the odd, this understanding of the shameful, and you'll tap into your martyr-like nature by yourself. I feel like you're someone who doesn't literally use, like, so for an example, if you had a bad childhood, if you grew up poor, you say something like that, you grew up with no food, like just very little resources, you'll use that to take advantage of certain programs. Like, and I don't mean take advantage as in to milk them, but I mean, like, you know, if there's a special program for kids who have been in foster care, you can make a good amount of money today, but you'll still be enrolled in that program. Like, you're not so moral that you block yourself from your blessings, or you'll use that to pull on someone's heartstrings so that you can get something. Like, I feel like you embrace every part of nature in general, the scary, the shameful, the dark, but also the light, you know, and it makes people feel like they can be so free and truly be themselves with you, because they don't have to fake like they're a good person. They can be their, you know, horrible selves. They can talk, you know, about people behind their back. They don't have to pretend that, you know, they're not messy or whatever it is. And it just makes people feel so free, because that's what society does. Society suppresses a huge part of our nature, half of our nature, and tells us that we shouldn't, you know, be that way. And if we are, we should do so in the dark or in the private of our own home. But with you guys, you make people feel free. You make people feel understood and loved. So we have the visionary, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. I feel like you will tell someone if there is a hole in their plan. You will help people. Also, I get a very psychic nature with this. Like, you don't need a crystal ball. Like, you can see the future. You can feel the future, I'm hearing. I'm seeing a That's So Raven game on Nintendo DS. That may have been something that you had when you were a kid. Like a That's So Raven game on DS or something like that. The monk nun says selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So there's this commitment that you have to the universe, to, I feel like you guys are so, like, you're so allured by spirituality and spiritual energy. As the universe reveals its secrets to you, it's like, it's almost like it is like centrally attractive to you in a way. Learning the secrets of the cosmos or seeing one of your spiritual gifts develop makes you feel so, like, sexual in a way. Well, there's that. We got Gemini and Scorpio. That's funny, because I just saw Scorpio and I was like, well, there it is. That's the Scorpio placements. Y'all be having some weird fetishes and fantasies, I'm telling you. But hey, do your thing. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I can say that. But Gemini is the intellectual nature. Also, Gemini represents that dualistic nature, the light and the dark. They love it all. As long as you can be true to yourself, I feel like, you know, those Gemini placements will accept you. I mean, it depends on your whole chart, but anyways. This isn't about other people, this is about you anyways. And that combination of the dark, mysterious Scorpio, that underworld desire, that carnal nature, that darkness of Scorpio with the intellect of Gemini is very interesting. I don't know how that would manifest. That would be someone who's like into, like, I don't want to say, because I did too much and then YouTube deleted my 18 plus reading, so I can't go there no more. But all the things. So we have Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Mars. So you guys are actually, you have a pretty strong masculine energy. Sagittarius loves to explore. Sagittarius is also I feel like called and in favor of the underworld, because they like to explore religion and philosophy. Leo is that, like, kind of wanderlust, I want to experience it all type of energy. Mars is just pure unadulterated masculine energy, the warrior. And Taurus is definitely a go-getter. Taurus actually really loves luxury and like pleasing of the senses though. So I feel like you guys are like bad. Like bad bee, bad girl, F boy. You guys and it's a mind F too, because the beginning of your reading is like, okay, you have a very childlike nature, a martyr, you'll use your innocence to your advantage. Maybe it's just that you look innocent, but really you're a whole anyways. We have monk. You know, there's a very pure nature to you, but also there's a very dirty energy to you that you embrace. So it's hard to like describe you. I feel like you accept, and I've said it like 5 times during this reading, but you really do accept every side to you, all sides of your nature. I feel like you guys do not believe in suppression. So if you dated a partner and they were like, oh, I like this thing, but they try not to like it because it's unconventional, or they try to make it seem like they don't want it, you're gonna like tempt them to lean into it. Like, you want people to be able to be free, to be themselves, whatever they want. You're like, yes, let's go for it, which can be very dangerous, because if you're dealing with someone who's like recovered from any sort of addiction, or who's called to something that can actually be like a damaging thing to embrace, this energy can get tricky, because I really feel like you guys stroke the fire. And I feel like, what's that song? Need to Know by Doja Cat? Do anything to get you up. I just can't help to be sexual. Like, I just get such a energy from you guys. Very attractive. And there's like no breaks, no stop. It's just go, 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 all of it. Like, you don't you don't want to go till you get just enough. You want to get it all. Like, okay. I'm trying so hard to keep this clean. I really am. But with you guys, there's just something about your energy that is so like carnal. We have the 10 of Cups and Judgment in reverse. Like, you make people feel free. You make people feel like they can have the life that they want as well with this 10 of Cups. It's like, this is a judgment free zone. Judgment in reverse is also really from a, like, if we're just looking at the tarot, Judgment in reverse would be someone who doesn't believe in the rules, someone who doesn't believe in saying no, really. Someone who doesn't have a whole lot of discipline. Like, being with you is very freeing and very unbound. It's kind of like you bare your soul to your partners, and you create a space where they can bare their soul and every ounce of them to you. So it's a very, yeah, 5 of Cups in reverse. It's almost like you have this inexhaustible energy too. I get a lot of dark energy. Your favorite holiday may be Halloween. Now I'm seeing like bats and cobwebs, dark. You guys may love haunted houses, scary movies, dangerous situations. Some of you like really like it. We have the King of Wands, dangerous people as well. Yeah, there's like this call to the darkness that you guys have. And it's hard. Honestly, I feel like it's hard for you to intentionally balance this energy, but I feel like there is just like this light in you. I feel like you're connected to the very left and the very right. Like the light, the good, the martyr, the person who will do for other people, the server, the person who wants to help you. And then you're also connected to all the other complete opposite side of darkness and ugliness and primal and whatever you need to tap into to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Like, if you needed to do a spell and it caused for, you know, something that may, okay. I'm trying so hard to keep it clean because I don't want YouTube to get mad at me. But we have the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. You just have this ability to take it there. It's like nothing is too far for you. And I feel like that's really where that Gemini energy comes in, because one thing about Gemini is going to understand. I swear Geminis play devil's advocate for funsies. Like, if you want to feel understood, talk to a Gemini, because Gemini will take it there. They may not agree with what you're saying, but they will level with you. We have the King of Cups. I feel like you attract to you very strong people with strong personalities, people with a strong presence, also people who like to live dangerously. We have the King of Cups. The King of Wands came out before. King of Wands is very intentional. King of Wands can be very stubborn, but King of Wands is very powerful energy, pure power. And then we have the King of Cups and then the Chariot card here. So I feel like you guys like adventure parks. I feel like you like roller coasters. I feel like you like danger. Maybe not danger, like maybe you won't do something like stupid that could get you hurt, but like danger that's like, okay, pretty all right, you know, low chances you'll get, you know, stuck upside down on a roller coaster. So that kind of danger where it's like, it's dangerous, but like not too dangerous to where I'm really playing with life and death here. I feel like you guys like, but you will push the limits. You really will push the limits. So I don't know how to describe your energy. It's kind of just like everything. We have the Six of Swords. There's also a level of vulnerability with you guys and exploration, which we did get Sag, and Sag loves to explore. Did one of these? Yep. Queen of Pentacles. I think that was the only one flipped. Very strong energy of exploration and taking it there with you guys. Queen of Wands in reverse. Now that's interesting. I feel like when it comes to having a conversation, you'll have a conversation, and it really shocks people with this Knight of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse, because when it comes to conflict resolution, I don't feel like you guys are very diplomatic. I feel like you're very much so, I'm not going to make a 20-minute like a 2-minute conversation 20 minutes just to make you feel good. Like, I feel like you're very, let's get from point A to point B. I feel like you guys may have a little bit of an anger issue. You guys can be quick to fly off the handle. You're very spicy. We have the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. A lot of stability. I feel like you attract to you, like, people who have a lot of money are very, very attracted to you. They're very, like, they like that you don't just try to please them by acting prim and proper. You're yourself. You'll have a conversation with someone who's, you know, rich, like they're just any old person at the bar. Like, there's an energy here of, I'm not trying to please you, and that naturally disarms people and makes them pleased by you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. You know who you are. Two of Cups. There's never a shortage of lovers with you. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's your natural Lilith magnetism and attraction, but we also have the Lovers here in the Nine of Cups. So when you're in your bag, you will not struggle in the love department. You can attract, when you're at your best, you can attract literally anyone you want to you. You're the kind of person who can successfully manifest a SP too. And we have the Knight of Swords. It's like you don't give up, and also your magnetism and the knowing of who you are creates the perfect environment for you to get what you want. Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You may have some placements in your chart, like your astrology chart, that make you extra lucky and magical, but you guys are like everything. It's kind of hard to explain what makes you so seductive. I think it's your ability to tap into any frequency because you hold them all within you, and it's like we all do, but not all of us are aware of that, and not all of us tap into that, and I feel like you do. So that's the best I can give it, group 4. That's what I have for you. You can hit me up on Etsy. It's in the description below if you want a private tarot reading, but that is what I have for you today. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.